I have so much new wonderfulness. I don't know what to share first, but I figured I would do a get ready with me and just put on a bunch of new products. I promised you guys that today I would highlight the Pat McGrath bronze palette. I just got this. Last night I just got the new Natasha Denona Yucca palette. And I also just got this smaller Pat McGrath bronze palette. I did a video already with the brand new palette. So as promised, today we're going to do the bronze quad, and then we'll do this one, and then we'll do this one. So let's get ready together. Sorry, the only one that's new to my collection is e.l.f. And so I want to use my Charlotte Tilbury today, and I'm going to use the Angie A506 to apply this color corrector. This light peach is a good shade for me. Goes well under concealer. Okay. Makes a subtle difference, but it helps me to use less concealer, which I like. I just got the latest serum foundation from Maybelline. I want to tell you the stats on this again. This is the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint. It's at Walmart now for $13.98, which is where I got it. This is at Ulta for $16.99 now. Comes in 18 shades. I have shade 310, which is a little dark and warm. But since I'm using a bronzy palette, that's what I wanted to go with. So it's infused with vitamin C. It's supposed to brighten, gives you a natural look. The thing that sets this apart from other serum foundations is that this is supposed to last all day long. And so it's supposed to resist sweat, humidity, and fading. So I want to try this again today, getting my thoughts on it. And what I want to do is I want to do a head-to-head competition between this and the L'Oreal Serum Foundation that a lot of people really love, that was released last year. And I want to compare the finishes side by side, and I want to also just compare how they look on mature skin. So I'm using my BK 101 to blend this foundation in. So this is really dark and it's really warm on me. And so I want to use this with looks, particularly eye looks, that are warmer because I do have a cool skin tone. So I'm going to be using warmer color blushes, warmer color lipsticks, and warmer bases to try to just make that eyeshadow look better on my cool skin tone, because I do love warm eyeshadow looks. It's just sometimes I see on cooler skin tones that they don't look quite as good, especially if you pair them with cooler cheeks and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this doesn't look so horrible on camera, but in real life, trust me, this is too dark. All right, let's blend it in. This foundation feels really good. It's lightweight, it blends easily, and from the 2 times that I've worn it before, it does seem long lasting. So I want to see the differences between this and the L'Oreal. All right. For concealer, we're going to use another product that's new to me. This is the Urban Decay, the Quickie. And this is in shade 30 CP. Hopefully this will kind of lighten up the center of my face just a little bit. This is a pretty full coverage concealer. Smells kind of chemically a little bit to me. I've also worn this twice now, and it's held up really good. So let's just kind of brighten up the center of the face here. There we go. I'm using the Anissa concealer brush to blend this out. I don't know about you guys, but I have been saturated with videos on the new Yucca palette. I've probably watched 10 to 15 videos on it, seen all kinds of looks. So I got it last night around 6 o'clock. The UPS man came and delivered it. And I almost thought it was going to be an anticlimactic moment because I had seen so many videos on it. And I ordered it as soon as I could, but I still didn't get it until last night. So I honestly was kind of not really enthusiastic about getting it until I opened it up. And I started just taking a look at different looks that I could make with that palette, and I started getting so inspired. I can't wait to show that one to you guys because really seeing it on camera I don't think does that palette justice. So I'm going to use my Laura Mercier, the original setting powder, to set under my eyes. Just a light layer. I'm not going to bake or anything like that. All right. And I'm going to use a fluffy brush along with my Kosas Air Set in the shade Featherly to set the rest of my face. I'm always impressed with how light this feels on the face. Doesn't make the makeup look cakey either, so that's a great powder. For contour, I'm going to use the new Give contour and bronzer today. The contour is this darker, cooler color, and this is the bronzer. So I'm going to take my e.l.f. Duo complexion brush, dip into the contour, find this natural shadow on my cheek, blend it in, up a little bit towards the temple, just like that. Same on the other side. Very subtle on the face today. We're going to be playing up those eyes. Might as well do what I always do, go through here. So that's all the contouring I'm going to do. I'm going to go in with that same brush into the bronzer. Bronze across the forehead. Really enjoying this Give contour bronzer duo. A little bit on the sides of the nose here since I highlighted the center. And we're going to also bronze a little higher up on these cheeks. Starting to warm things up a little bit. And I'm going to take this down the neck just a little bit more, trying to blend this foundation that's a little too dark. For blush, I am going to start with a cream blush. This is the e.l.f. Luminous Blush, and this is in the shade Barbados. This is super warm. super bronzy color. Get this on my e.l.f. blush and go up a little bit higher. So we're using a really warm bronzy color as well for the cheeks. And on my cheeks, I like to go right here on my cheekbone, up to the temple to meet the bronzer. Trying to tap off my brush even though it's a cream blush. Patting it in first, right on the cheekbone. And then I can kind of swirl and blend just a little bit more. Of course, we're going to take some on the eyelids. I really believe that gives a cohesive look. And to set this cream blush, we're going to use an M Cosmetics blush. This is the Heaven's Glow blush in Baroque. I got both eyeshadow palettes and both blushes with this collection that came out last year. This is a very glowy blush. It's a buildable coverage, so you don't have to worry about applying too much right away. And again, it's a nice, soft, bronzy, warm color. Just going over that cream Barbados by e.l.f. and going through the eyelids. Highlighter, let's use another Give product. This is the new Give by Gwen Stefani highlighter that just came out recently. And I just like to swirl my brush in here and apply this almost on the lower eyelid / upper cheekbone. This is more subtle, which I want because this powder blush by M Cosmetics is pretty glowy too. So there's our highlighter. And as far as lips goes, let's actually get some clear brow gel going first before we do lips. For some reason, I like to do lips before eyes. I don't know why. I put some lip balm on before I start. So that's just some clear brow mascara. This is by Kosas. This is also new to me. So for lips, Charlotte Tilbury. I believe this is Iconic Nude. Yes, it is. I was really concerned. Hold, please. That this shade would be too dark. And you can build it up to be pretty dark. I just use a light hand. Very nice. We're going to use La Avenue lipstick by Merit. This is a really deep bronzy shade, and I don't want it to be really deep today. So I'm going to do a more blotted lip with this. Very pretty. I've done a deeper look with this if you want to see it really nicely built up. The star of the show today is our Pat McGrath. Let's see, this is the Venusian Sunrise. We're going to go right into the first neutral color. I'm going to take a fluffy, this is a Zaraya brush, fluffy brush, tap off, build very slowly. When I dropped my phone, which is what I record with, my music went off. I had a really nice music for you guys today. Some nice smooth jazz. Now all we have is my good old menopause fan to listen to. All right. This was actually the color I was the second most attracted to in this palette, because this is not too warm and it's not too cool for my eye color, my skin color. I think this is a perfect, just all-around blending shade. Okay, so we have a good amount in the crease. I want to take a smaller brush now, and I want to build this same color up. So I'm going to start here in the outer corner with a smaller, more dense brush, and I'm going to build up out there. Is that a little bit of creasing? No, I don't think so. I thought maybe I had some creasing from that shadow insurance, but I think it's the way that the light is hitting me. I use natural light to film these makeup looks. I feel like it's just the most exact way to see the colors. So I'm going to take this denser brush and I'm going to build up a little bit more in the crease here. And that's the thing that I like with really good quality shadows, is that they build upon each other well, and it can be very dimensional. So you can look like you've used two different colors of eyeshadow. Actually, it's one. It's just that you use a different brush, a little bit different technique, maybe a little more shadow. And I love that you're able to do that without having to mix colors. That's where we're gonna keep this. So we're going to go into this beautiful color. I'm going to do this with my finger, and I'm going to do this all over most of the lid. Hope you can see that. Already just stunningly beautiful. Everybody who I've seen use this palette has just been mesmerized by this particular shade in the palette. I see why. I think this is so complimentary with my blue eyes. Now I could just like totally go crazy with this and make it to where you could see me from a mile away, but I'm not. I want more of a wearable look. I'm going into this other shimmer shade that doesn't have the as chunky of pieces. I'm actually taking this with my finger on the inner part of the upper eyelid and a little bit in the inner corner. Your fingers are some really great tools to apply your shimmers with. All right, there we go. So we've got one shade we haven't used yet, and that's the darkest shade. And I'm going to take an angle brush and use it as eyeliner. So let's wing this out just a little bit. This is applying beautifully. Perfect. Let's do a little bit there. Make that wing show. Okay. Those are pretty even. I'm surprised. I'm going to take a super tiny brush now. There you are. It always hides from me. This little one, this is an old Estee Lauder brush. We're going to go into our lighter neutral color. under the eyelid. Always have to make sure you guys can see. And we're going to take a little of the dark right out here in the outer portion just to meet our little wing. Okay. So that's the Pat McGrath Venusian Sunrise palette. I have an e.l.f. eyeshadow stick. This is dark brown. I'm going to put this in the upper waterline. And the lower waterline. Have any of you guys ordered the new ABH Cosmos palette? I did. I pre-ordered it. Can't wait to get it in. Can't wait to get some looks up for you guys with that one. All right, so that looks really pretty. For brows, I'll do those off camera because those are boring, but I'm going to use Kosas, the brow pencil, and the tinted brow mascara. For mascara, I'm going to use the Rare Beauty mascara, and I'll be right back with the finished look. What do you think? You think mommy looks pretty? You think I look pretty? Do you? I don't know. What's everybody else gonna think? What are they gonna think? Huh? So, this is the finished look using the new Pat McGrath Venusian Sunrise eyeshadow palette. I forgot to mention my scent of the day. It is the new Sol de Janeiro. This is bikini season. I use coconut oil as a moisturizer, and then I put this on. Here in Florida, we can drive on the beach in a couple of places. Daytona Beach is one of them. And as you're driving down the beach with the windows down and your stereo blasting, and you can feel the breeze and hear the ocean, all up and down the beach, you can smell all different kinds of smells, suntan lotions and fruity drinks and all kinds of stuff. And this smells like all of those beautiful smells in one bottle. It reminds me so much of the beach, so I'm glad that I got that. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let's see if I can hold Paisley and hold up this palette. I'm going to be featuring this palette tomorrow, the new Natasha Denona Yucca palette, and see if we can do a beautiful look on those eyes that is work appropriate, because we have to go into the office tomorrow. Yes, we do. So please like this video, please subscribe to my channel, become part of my family, see a lot of the newest releases, and just get my opinions and my thoughts on all of them. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks again.